Man, I just wanted to make a video about something that kind of annoyed me just a little bit. I was watching a comic dub of a Dragon Ball Z fan made story of it was really weird. It was a ship comic of Kaba and Kale, which is already a bizarre shipping in my opinion. But I it shouldn't have bothered me. It really shouldn't have. But I just went into the comments section and I politely voiced my opinion on how irritating it is when creators take what is obviously well, not straight couple and then takes one of the individuals and puts them into a straight ship. And someone decided to reply on that and tell me that Kale and Caulifla are not a couple. And I'm just over here like, did you even watch the show? They're obviously a couple. I mean, whenever anyone garners attention, garners Caulifla's attention, excuse me, I stumble over my words sometimes. Whenever anyone garners Caulifla's attention away from Kale, Kale gets aggressively jealous. On top of that, she basically admits her love towards the end of the Tournament of Power arc, which ends up, this is around the time when they end up fusing together. If there is a better representation of two individuals becoming one couple, I would love to see it. And this is something that people tend to do all the time. If anyone, if any two people of opposite genders were to display the same type of affections or were to act the way towards one another that they did, no one would question whether or not they have romantic feelings. But once two people of the same gender, obviously, no, they can't possibly be romantically involved with each other. It just wouldn't make sense, would it? We've seen the same thing before with freaking Korosami. With at the very end of the show, everyone questioning the validity of their relationship, despite it being blatantly obvious that they are interested in one another. In fact, I do believe the fourth season was banned in certain countries, and it's even hard to find here in the U.S. due to the lesbianism between them. Oh, and I do believe the Sailor Moon fans would love to have a word. One thing people keep on bringing up when they argue whether or not Kale and Caulifla are actually a couple is the fact that Kale constantly refers to Caulifla as a sis or sister. Number one, Caulifla already made it obvious that they are not blood sisters. My argument already sounds really weird by saying that, but what I mean is Caulifla announced Kale as her sister in arms, and this is a very common thing to refer to the individuals you fight with, or at least in most warrior cultures, such as the Saiyans, but even in our real life society, such as the Vikings, the Celts, the Spartans, to refer to the individuals you fight with as your brothers and sisters. The second reason this argument falls short is because this is something that English censorship does pretty damn obvious, or good lord, pretty frequently when it comes to anime translations, both in the English dub and the English subtitles. The Sailor Moon fans would love to have a word. I do believe there were two characters that were in an obvious same-sex relationship in the show, and they were constantly referred to as cousins, which only made certain scenes involving them pretty damn awkward because it was really hard to hide the fact that they had romantic feelings towards one another. Hell, we even see this in our IRL history with with historical accounts of two individuals of the same sex sending love letters to each other, living together, or and all sorts of stuff like that. And historians will look at it and just say that were really good friends. And it's like, how do you even question whether or not two people are involved when you know that much about them? Like I said, if you were to see any two individuals of an opposite gender displaying this kind of affection towards each other, it would be no question that they are interested in each other. But two people of the same gender, it's like, what do we need to do to convince you that we have feelings for each other? Do we need to wear a freaking sign, or what? Are we not gay enough? Honestly, to me, it's like I think a lot of people are just so brainwashed by how the media kind of portrays how gay people typically act that you don't know that it. Yeah, there are lesbians and gay men out there that will act no differently than a straight woman or a straight man. I can only come to the conclusion that, well, honestly, r/are the straights okay? You guys just it feels like the straight people who do this don't recognize what an actual relationship looks like. And that's why they ship every straight guy with every straight woman in any type of fandom possible. But if you're shipping two individuals who actually have genuine romance, but they happen to be of the same gender, these same crazed shippers will question whether or not this was valid. And it's like, all you have to do is pay attention to this to the freaking subtext. Again, are the straights okay? Do you guys not know what an actual relationship looks like, or do you just assume that every guy and every girl that hang out together are gonna automatically be interested? But two people of the same gender who display obvious signs of affection, they're not interested at all. This isn't something I wanted to be really upset about, but it felt like I needed to say something, even if no one watches the video, because it just got under my skin how often that this is done to us as a community.